Now we fight!
Hello, it's Lesson 347 for a post-game of Star Ocean Second Story Arc, and today we'll build this video about remaking. Yes. Pretty complicated and a bit confusing, but then I'm going to try and break it down and make it easy for you folks. But even with these tips I'm going to give you, it's still going to take a lot of resets and a lot of specific equipment. But first of all, I'm going to show you my actual setup, how I'm going to tackle basically the boss at the last level of the Mage Tribulations. Claude, for starters, the sword Claude has, basically he gets more attack power based and less HP he has. So I use Fight or Flight. Attacking intelligence and defense decreases the HP get delivered max 30%. There's adversity, but the maximum is 15%. Fight or Flight is better, gets 30, so it's extra 30% attack and defense and all that. So it's pretty good. But that means the less HP he has, the more attack he has, but that means he's pretty good at one shot and killed. Which is a pretty valid point. Which is why I have this Adamantine. Basically, negates damage below 10% of max HP. So my HP is 10% or lower. I mean, is below 10%. Then I won't take any damage whatsoever. And combined with the Thor's Levantine, I was doing a lot more attack. A lot more. Pretty awesome. That's basically the accessories. Ring of Might is a given for my attackers, but Triumph with them as well, just to make it so that I have a bit more. Mostly about the Triumph Burst because that's a nice stat boost in general, so that's why I just put that in. But also I got Breakup. It's a pretty good one. Just decreases depletion of enemy shields in general. Pretty useful from attacking them at the back or manage the perfect counter when controlling him. And Corrosion inflicts a random status element when breaking enemy. Yeah, this thing is a little bit misinformation. It isn't just status effects. Corrosion also gives you a random stat buff, which is perfect because one of my other allies has an ability called Press the Advantage, which means that if it has a stat effect while it's broken, then they will stay broken for 30% longer, which is pretty cool. But the most common one, pretty much all characters have, is Gathering Stars. This is very important. You need 3 pieces of equipment, whether accessories or a weapon, that have Gathering Stars. Gathering Stars are one of the few abilities where you can put it on a weapon, an armor, and accessory. There's a good reason for that, because you need 3 of them. So how do you know it's activated? We click to apply effects, and it should tell you. Notice that Gathering Stars is normal white, and also tell by a stat buff. But if, for instance, I put this one instead, notice my stat buffs are now gone, and also it's in red. Some effects haven't been activated. The red one hasn't, and that's Gathering Stars. So I'll put my other one back on, because that's a billion times better. Then it activates. That's how it works. You need to have 3 pieces of equipment, doesn't matter, as long as it's free, to have Gathering Stars. And that's the 20% when there are 3 of the same factor. The same goes for Birds of a Feather. However, if between Gathering Stars and Birds of a Feather, Gathering Stars is better because of the stat buff in general. But that's basically my plan for Claude. Basically it's a way of trying to make him sort of invincible. Yeah, there are other ways of being OP besides the bloody armor. I'm trying to come up with a strategy that involve that. So that's for him. DS, basically, his weapon always does critical hits, so it's best to have a weapon that takes advantage of that. For instance, I have a HP drain, pretty ridiculous, and if you are in the bloody armor strategy, you're going to want HP drain, just make it so much easier. But I'm not, because I want to be original. But because all of his attacks are critical hits, there's a certain factor which is brilliant for him, and that is CCR Super Boost. Give it to restore to return HP and MP. His weapon always has critical hits, therefore this will always activate. Perfect. I get to restore even more HP, a bit more, so technically it's like 22% I suppose. And also just a few percent of MP. Gathering stars for the usual. Now for these ones, I had Bomber. Pretty unique. Bomber items deal triple damage. Why do I have this? Simple. There's an item called a Mind Bomb, which basically does damage enemy shields. This does triple damage. So if I use the Mind Bomb on an enemy, I should do 3 times damage to the enemy shields. Pretty useful, right? So I figured that could be really useful against this boss. I'm going to fight next. And Breakup as usual. In general, pretty more useful in here because larger stars as additional attacks during normal attacks. With that Breakup factor, technically I'd be doing even more damage because it hits multiple times with that factor equipped. In theory, that's why I put it on there. I have a backup plan. In case I've heard that this boss might be immune to launching stars, so I do have a backup if that doesn't work, and that is Ring of Light Speed, 2+ attacks, and Breakup as well. That doesn't have any elements to it, it's just 2 extra attacks, pretty useful. Now for Ultra. Ultra is going to be break the enemy, so I pretty much wanted to do that. First up, All for One instead, because even with the Ring of Might and Ring of Deep King, her attack power is still good. So all of that means that deals twice more damage per number of party members other than you. So in this case, I'm pretty sure that means 3, and not including her, so that's 15%. I'm not sure what also counts these guys if they're not in the active party. I'm not really sure if that really means for that, but if it does, I'll be doing even more damage. So either way, it's good to have. I also have Super Rally, just in case, you never know, and Valkyrie, but most important thing is right here. Corrosion and Press the Advantage. It expands status elements when breaking an enemy, deduct your claws, but this one Press the Advantage. Enemies breaking while fixing with status elements or debuffs so breaking for so longer. That's where Corrosion comes in. Yes, remember, it doesn't just reflect status effects, it does also do stat debuffs as well, apparently. Feels like a mistranslation, just forgot to put that in, but yeah. That's what I heard when I'm doing some research online on it. So yeah, she's going to remain basically Breaker, as it were, and since I'm going to make sure that her attacks are long range, I want to make sure she doesn't really move as much. No, Ernest. Now you're probably wondering, no, wait a minute, why don't I have a healer or something, or whatever? Because my strategy involves not really healing with certain party members. These are going to heal himself, and with her basically breaking, if she were to heal, it would ruin this whole strategy, and that's not what I want. Don't worry though, when it still has a use, but not in the way you think. I just because of his performs additional attacks with rotors when using special arts, and using the attack as homing, so you can do even more hits, which seems pretty nice. But basically it's similar to Claude, except I have cast Iron Adversity instead. Not as much attack power, but honestly I couldn't be bothered to do that again with the other, but it was still just good. And also Gathering Stars. I put Gathering Stars for these two, but with this one I have Rally, so revive a HP just once with HP below, and basically that'd be useful towards that. And now Escape, if reduce HP 0 as attack, HP 0 don't revive 1 HP, so that could help with activating that, so it's pretty sweet. Also it's a backup to health serve someone that could not take any damage whatsoever. For these 3 guys in the main show, these is an extra to help me out just in case as a bit of a backup. Also the attacks have more range than long range, which is why I decided to have it. These ones because I think it's forecasted might get in the way, and the other reason is that his also weapon reduces damage taken when at max HP, and yeah. Okay, but now for the really frustrating and time consuming part. And this isn't going to be fun, but I'm going to show you anyway, of how I managed to get these upgrades in the first place. Pretty time consuming. First of all, you're going to want a special piece of equipment. Let's see. Let's go to remaking. Oh yeah, it goes without saying. Make sure that remaking is at level 10. Just do that before you do anything else. Now the thing is though, is that to get wear factors, there's a very low chance, but there is a way to sort of increase your chances. Actually, the first thing you want to do before any of that is eat essentially the food, which is, where is it? Oh right, yeah, I made this little food off screen. I was trying to experiment. Oh, there it is, plain omelette. Create more wear factors, and it only works twice. So once you do it 2 times, you have to reapply it again. Now to make that, all you have to do is just go to Master Chef, like so. Go to eggs, and let's see, go and use that and make a plain omelette. That's pretty much all you have to do. It's pretty simple, really. Yeah, these are also some of the foods you can make, have some pretty nice factors in it as well. But again, once you made that, you can use replication to duplicate it, so you have to keep trying to make it every single time. Saves a lot of time there for that way. But so once you apply that, actually I'm going to do it right now. It's a bit of a test. It doesn't matter because I can just create more factors whenever I want. So it doesn't really matter, to be honest. This is me showing you sort of my method. Once I find the dish, there it is. No, that's not it is. There it is. There it is, plain omelette. So eat that, and see that symbol at the right upper corner. That means it works 2 times before it runs out. Now for the next part. Further increasing wear factors. What you want to do is that you want to make a weapon. You want to use 1 weapon, 1 armor, and 1 accessory that has masterwork on it. And this is very important. Make sure the weapon can be duplicated. What I'm about to show you. So in this case, Sorcerer's Knuckles plus Masterwork. Pretty awesome. Really helps boost the special. I did try the WAD before, which I also have, but this one boosts even better by a high percentage, which is pretty sweet. 10% chance. You just need to have at least 1, and then that's it. It's a 10% chance. I'm not sure if you equipped more, it increased the chances. I'm not really sure about that, but even if you did, it's actually a pretty bad thing, because what you want to try and do is focus it onto a single point, to 1 single thing and nothing else. So that way you don't actually get a buff you don't want to. Well, actually there isn't a buff. Okay, there are 3 things. There is a buff, supports, and specials. And what you want to try and do is, you want to try and focus it so that it all goes to 1 stat, at 100%. So that way, no matter what you get, it's going to be either a buff, a special, or a support. But just one of those. Not a chance it's going to be something else, which is really annoying. So, let's see. Let's do an experiment here and just pick something, because why the hell not? Okay. So for the experiment, so basically once you made something that has masterwork on it, and the only thing I can tell you is to duplicate it a bunch of times, masterwork is special, then what you want to do is make sure you have at least, make sure you do like 10 per se. Then what you want to do is you want to go to something that only boosts specials and nothing else. In this case, fish. Make sure you have fish as well that can help further boost. And then so like say like this one. Then just keep boosting over and over again. Let's see. Do I got some shrimp. You want to use 1 fish. You want to use 1 fish that basically has which is better quality. They're usually like a large fish or something a bit rare. Then I'm not gonna actually do this, just show it off. Okay, where is it? Shrimp. Now notice that the special goes up, but all the buff and support is gone. That's what you want. Okay, and where is it? There we go. See, special is at max, but buff support is gone. Therefore, whenever I begin making this, all of the factors are going to be special. That's the secret. You want to try and make it so it only comes buffs, supports, or specials. Nothing else. You do that, then even if you know for a fact it's going to be a special, but which special you get, even if, whether it's rare or not. And that's where the randomness comes in. You really can't control that part. Trust me, I wish you could, but you can't. For armor, I actually got a helmet actually for this one. Where is it? It's in the hats. And let's see. Nope, that was gold crown, that's it. This gold crown. This is basically more for buffs, which is pretty cool. Is it buffs or supports? Let's have a look. Let me check. Oh, supports. That was it. Supports. Yeah, that one's support. That one's the armor for special. You could go for buffs or specials. But if you want support, then you want to use either a fist weapon, like a glove weapon, like something that Rena could use, or a staff. So weapon special, armor buff, and accessories like support. And that was the green armlet, which I have, which is pretty much easy to replicate and can't miss for it all. Let's see, where is it? There it is. Yep. So if you go to here, the accessories or so, you go to buffs. This is a good way if you want buffs. Honestly, buffs for the most part are pretty much useless. It's just an extra attack, or it's usually the buffs are literally just stat boosts. That's it. For me, it's support and special, which I feel are much better in the long run. So once you've done that and stuff, and if you don't get rejoined after a few times, just reload the save. Obviously save before doing this, and then basically you should be okay. The annoying thing is that it's going to be really time consuming. Also, certain buffs, also depending on what piece you put it on, will change what effect you get. For instance, you can only get fight or flight as a special, but you can only get that equipping it onto a weapon. So that's a good example. And the other one, adamantine, that is also a special. You can only do it for armors. That only work for shields, helms, and footwear. And let's see, corrosion. Actually, bomber is actually one special. Bomber, which is another special, but I can only put on accessories. Don't worry. The guide I actually did find was a bit misinformative, but I found a much better one. So I'm going to put that in the link description below. But yeah, just remember that you only get one factor. There is no multiple factors, so think carefully. Just think of the weapons that each character has and how those factors can help them out, or how they're good at specific things. Like for instance, Aqua is really good at breaking enemies with certain abilities, gets hits a lot of times, so that's why I wanted to have skills to help break. The advantage, which is going to break much easier. Claw is a bit of both, which why has this, but also is the main attacker as well. DS his best attacks basically like air slash are like far away, so he can attack from a distance, but also heal himself as well. But having breakup and bomber, especially bomber, is really useful. And it's just a backup, honestly. However though, for my strategy to work, I'm going to be using a lot of items. So, the formation I'm going to be using is this. Under caution, negate item cooldowns. Also, MP usually reduced by 5% is nice as well, and defense percentage 5%, the art is going to be pointless, but this there is negate item cooldown, which is important. Which means I can keep spamming the same item over and over again in quick succession. I have to be super quick. That's where the manual part comes in. Also, the other thing that comes to specialties, improve, actually go to combat formation. For instance, I want Opera to not like move everywhere, so I'm trying disabling stuff like Godspeed and Backstabber, because I don't want her randomly moving behind the enemy. I want her to stay as she is, as you can keep attacking. Her attacks, I wanted to attack close range, to far away. That's the whole point. So if you start doing from far away and all that stuff, it's just gonna pretty much negate what you're gonna do. The same goes for let's see, same for you too. So yeah. Doesn't matter much for Claude because he's going to be attacking up close anyway. And maybe DS is okay, but by 2 long range attackers, no. Next to its specials. So for Claude, he's going to be a main attacker, so something like Mirror Blade could be useful. But also a long range attack as well, like Phase Gun. He's my main attacker. Air Slash, definitely. Air Slash and then Pale Moonlight just to help back up. So that's pretty good as it is. For her, Hyper Launcher is useless. This boss is immune from light attacks. This I know. So, I want her to have Gravitational Spear only. Yeah, if you wanted to just use a specific move and nothing else, just have it on this and that's it. That's it, just Gravitational Spear. As far as I know, he is not immune to Dark. Sucks if he does, but whatever. For him, I want him to have Bed of Roses, because it's around target and homing. Homing is key. I want that. That's nice. Now next is basically the other tactics by formation. Not formation, assault formation, that was it. For instance, Meteor Storm is not useful because it is a light-based attack. Instead, we're going to have Rena. Oh, actually, no, we are going to have her, but instead, she's going to do something else a bit differently. New spells and art. Go to so here we go. This is the assault action we can change. So, see, it's light elemental attack, and the boss absorbs that, so there's no point. She's going to be do something a little bit else instead. Angel Feather. Actually, let's see, anything else? There's Bless. You see, there's increased accuracy and stuff, and that seems nice, but that's single targeting. Southern Cross is also elemental. Yeah, so yeah, that's the problem. If it wasn't fact it was elemental, then I'll probably have it now as backup attack damage. But yeah, so for her, I'm gonna have Angel Feather. And for her, hold on. Reflection. And she uses Angel Feathers and uses it's a lot quicker. Oh, you have Angel Feather instead. Did you have Reflection? Boost spell resistance and boost all attributes, which is pretty nice. So go to tactics or formation. Again, there is one thing, but honestly, I don't think it's ever that useful. There we go. Have a Feel or Blast because it's a screen nuke and hits, and also having a weapon having an attack that can also break is also pretty nice. Well, I'm gonna have Wallach instead because his break is slightly his break are basically his sideline type quicker, so that's pretty good. And lastly, basically my meal. What am I going to eat? I mean, that just showed an example of how to remake works, but how about just eating in general for like basically if the fight be ahead? I thought about it, and basically since I'm not going to have any boosted attack power, it makes more sense to there's attack plus 10, but there's the other one is plus there we go, plus 50 is pretty nice. There's also shield depletion, that's a very nice one, and battle skill trigger if you cancel those if you want them to trigger more often. So those are pretty good alternatives if you're going for a more shield breaking strategy. But I'll have some attack as well because that's more important. Yeah, that's fine. There. Now I have more attack power. However though, this strategy isn't just used for the boss in the final floor of Maze of this Maze Tribulations. It's also for future bosses too. Some of them can cause status effects. And I have no protection against that. Well, actually, you don't need to. There is an item which protects you from all status effects. It is very, very nice to have. Let's see, it is the immunity pill. There is a chance to block side effect elements, and since I have no item cooldown, I can instantly give that to my party. Pretty useful. The alternative is to equip the accessory, which makes you immune to all side effects as well. But I'd rather not lose that spot and have an item do saving instead. Also, increasing attack power and stuff, that could also have its uses as well. But the main thing is the Mind Bomb. And with the Bomber, which does triple damage, I'm hoping that this does even more hits. That's what I'm hoping. Yeah. There's also a Nuclear Bomb. Tips HP to one to an ally, chance to inflict status damage but death. However, there's one other thing. 2 of my allies need to have low HP for their stats to work. Now I could go straight into the battle and do that. While there is a way I can instantly try to get them to have their stats straight away. So let's see. Here we go. The Mandrake. You can easily buy this from pretty much any shop. So 1-1. There. As soon as you start the fight, you have 1 HP and basically be untouchable. Why should I have to have him die during the battle first and then try having him come back? That's kind of dumb. So yeah. There. With that, I've now done all the preparations I can. Now remember guys, I will be doing this in universe mode because I'm crazy. Yeah. Honestly, when it comes to remaking, it's just a ton of luck and stuff as well. Also specific items to help push a certain trait. Don't bother with buffs, they're a waste of time. Stick with supports and specials, they're much better. Like for instance, the HP Drain, that is a support for the weapons, very nice. Or the CRT Super Boost, that is a support for armor. So again, really, it's just much better. Yeah, the buffs are pointless. Don't waste time on buffs, getting the faction a buff. That's dumb. Especially with Gathering Star, which gives you a 20% buff anyway, and pretty much attack, defense, hits, and avoid. Was it avoid? Yes. Attack, defense, hit, avoid, and intelligence. So the buff is pointless. Don't bother with the buff. Buff is dumb. Just a waste of time. So don't bother with buffs. Ugh. And that's pretty much going to be my strategy. I'm going to try and spam bombs with my Mind Bomb, and then when he's down, or close to down, I'm going to have pretty much Claw just go all out. And it's backs up with more attacks, and Opera is going to spam gravity bullets and nothing else. She has other break attacks as well, but they're not really as accurate. Also goes about saying to make sure all your attacks, make sure all your specials are maxed out so you can do as much damage as possible and stuff. Recommend level? About level 200 or something or more. I'm going to see what I'm trying to do is just this. If not, I'd have to do a level grind a bit and then see if we can do better then. But yeah, this is pretty much what I'm going to try strategy to try and do. I just want to try and beat this guy without the bloody armor. That's all basically. I just don't want to be cheap. Now, if you want to be cheap, then honestly, you can do it if you want. In fact, if you have HP Drain and CRT Super, you can just put a bloody armor in there, and this should just keep attacking the enemy and constantly keep healing. But that's easier said than done, because the boss likes to move a lot, so that isn't going to work as you think. That's why you probably need backup healers. If I was to do that strategy, then Opera would just spam healing shot and keep healing over and over and over again and do nothing else. I probably have to control them and heal over and over again. Which again sounds pretty boring. That's probably when it would actually come in more handy. But yeah. So next time, we will go to the final level of the Maze Tribulations and fight to the boss that which I'm pretty sure has 4 million HP, because in Galaxy mode it is 2 million. Universe mode is always double the HP, so yeah, it's going to be 4 million most likely. So yeah, wish me luck, guys. The fact that I'm recording this video on Christmas Eve proves how long it took me to get the buffs that I wanted. So yeah, but that is Mass 347. Game of Thrones Armature platformer. Stay classy.